Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Dan Jurgens, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's an electrified mullet. That's right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast. So, episode 6.
It's mullet time.
That's right. It's mullet time. I am Phil. Joining me right now, our biscuit of steel himself. It is Justin the Owl.
Swooping back on into Metropolis on the hunt for some biscuits of steel.
Tyler and James may join us partway through here. We will see, but we do have a few more issues this week. Superman 5 and 6, Adventures of Superman 428, and Action Comics 588 and 589.
Yeah, we have a couple of two-part stories this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's not an electrified mullet. Hello, Russell. It's an owl.
It's an owl.
Russell, who are you talking about?
Who, me?
Who? Oh, we're only like, what is that? Are we only like maybe, is it 2 or 3 weeks away from that Transformers issue coming out?
That's true. That's coming right up.
Yeah.
So excited for that.
Check out, stay tuned for that monthly series, kids, over on the Capes and Lunatics. Yes, our Energon Universe. Yes.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
I mean, I picked up some back issues and stuff for the IDW stuff, but I mean, it's been since that original Marvel series since I've collected Transformers monthly.
Me too.
My Lord.
Me too. It has been literally decades.
But maybe it looks like maybe it's just the art, but it looks more like the classic G1 stuff than anything since then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Everyone's like, why are you talking Transformers on a Superman podcast?
Well, they're both aliens,
Yeah. Oh, yes. And
they're both more than meets the eye.
Oh, nice. Speaking of more than meets the eye and deadly. Yes. So, yes, October is fast approaching. So, Little Hellfire will be back soon, too.
That's right. Yep. It's almost time.
That's right. You're out to sober up, love. Just to level the podcast now,
Well,
we like that podcast lubricant for you. All right, so
she won't be covering any Heroes Reborn issues. So she
doesn't. Yes.
Yeah, she won't need to get completely hammered for those.
All right. So yes, we have 5 issues this time. 4 of them are John Byrne issues. So
he was a busy guy.
That's right, kids. 4 of the 5 are Byrne. So feel the burn. John who? Byrne. All right. So let's start with. Okay. All right. James will not be joining us, so hopefully maybe Tyler will swoop in here. So, all right. So Superman number 5 from May 1987, The Mummy Strikes. I like that cover. That's pretty cool. With
so good.
This giant mummy coming through the wall at Clark and Superman and Lois.
Yeah, that enticed me to grab that right off of the old spinner rack back in 87, I guess it was. Yeah. I was like, ooh, that looks cool. Superman versus a mummy? You better believe it.
Oh, yeah, I believe there was people like Marvel people, like I know like our late friend Charlie Esser, he would said like he read some of these Superman ones and he was like a diehard Marvel guy just because it was Byrne.
Oh, yeah.
So that was
another pull for me too. But.
Yeah. I mean, that was a big coup for them, back then is getting
big
John
time.
Byrne, I'm sure they
Yeah.
What's this, Russell? Boris Karloff? Karloff? Karloff does not deserve to smell my... You think it takes talent to play Frankenstein? It's all makeup and grunting. Come at me, Russell. All right. So yes, the mummy strikes. It's not that kind of mummy. Yeah, as you'll find out, Russell. My man Lugosi. Bela Lugosi. Yes, this will be more alien. Russell, just wait and see. All right. So yes, writer and penciler, Mr. John Byrne. Inker Carl Kessel, colorist Tom Ziuko, letterer John Costanza. Just had to do it. I haven't played that a lot this month. Although, like I said, Lilith, you better watch your job. I think Justin's made at least 2 Seinfeld references. So
I've made a couple. Yeah,
coming for you, Lilith.
I'll see if I can get some more in.
Editors Andrew Helfer and Mike Carlin. After a tantalizing dream involving Wonder Woman, Clark rushes down to the Daily Planet. Oh yes, kids. All right, so remember this plot point. Yes, he was so tantalized he forgot to shave that morning.
He had other things he had to take care of that took the time of the shaving.
I hope he washed up.
He's fast.
Oh my!
It's faster than the Flash.
I mean, I guess I could see him be like, I guess she can take the old Kryptonian crystal. I'm sure that was some of the appeal there. Although it seems like, man, is it just me, or does it seem like he's very I was trying to think of a cleaner way to say horny. I mean, there's Lois, and then it seems like he's flirting with Cat Grant off and on, and now we're having naughty dreams about Wonder Woman. It's like, man, Byrne is living through Clark Kent right now.
Well, the whole Amazing Grace stuff that we saw a few issues ago.
Oh yeah,
and Apocalypse, that whole stuff. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, that was him totally off the leash because he had amnesia and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bring this up, Russell. I'm still thinking about Ray posting that outdated Batman retort. The ones like, oh, Bruce Wayne could solve so many more problems if he just gave his money to this and that instead of being Batman. Even Russell was like, that meme is so old, right? Now, Russell, we all celebrated Batman Day in our own way, so it is not your place to tell Batman fans how to celebrate Batman Day.
Batman, my favorite character. Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
He is so nice. I should be like, hey, every April 1st, can you do a Batman podcast, right?
Yeah, just one episode.
Him and Eve Heavenwater, maybe.
Yeah, Eve Heavenwater needs to return.
Right, Eve Heavenwater.
I second that. Yeah.
Old perv Byrne. Yeah. Yep.
He definitely loved his naughty dreams. We saw one recently in when we covered on Gamma Charge, the sensational She-Hulk. Jen was having a naughty dream about Hercules on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
A very tan, buff, scantily clad Hercules on the beach.
Wait, She-Hulk
Byrne loves those.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
Byrne loves those naughty dreams.
I was gonna say, wait, she was She-Hulk who's having the naughty dream about Hercules. Thought it was Ray for a second.
Well, maybe after reading that issue, he did. Yeah.
Russell,
that's some pretty steamy stuff for 89.
I was gonna say, did that cement your love of Hercules, Justin?
A little bit.
Nice. Russell
Didn't hurt any.
Russell celebrated Batman Day by reading Aquaman. Okay.
Oh, nice. All right.
They were
about those deep sea horrors.
They were playing for Batman Day. They were playing some of the they were playing the Nolan trilogy on one of the cable channels, and then I think they were they playing Justice League or something. I didn't wait that long because I'm like, I ain't. Yeah. Affleck ain't my Batman. Wish they would have played Michael Keaton. Not like I don't have access to it, but you know.
See, that's where I'll always be, is Team Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those first 2 movies are gold.
Oh, yeah. All right. Enough about... That's where we got 2 sentences in because of his naughty dreams. All right. Clark rushes down to the Daily Planet. There he learns that Lois Lane has been covering an archaeological expedition in South America, but the planet has lost contact with her, and Perry White wants Clark to fly to South America to see what is going on. Clark flies there as Superman and quickly changes clothes. Yeah, man, he's just like, boop, up, down. Okay, we're here.
Yep.
Uniting with Lois, they meet Dr. Estevez, who has been unearthing an ancient pyramid. There's evidence of an advanced society dating back in excess of 100,000 years. Not only that, but an underground silo shows the ancient culture to have been more advanced than even modern society. Clark explores the inside of the pyramid until he comes upon a giant, oversized mummy. The mummy comes to life and begins attacking him, causing a cave-in. Clark pushes Lois outside the debris field and begins fighting the mummy with his superpowers. It is obvious that this is not a regular mummy, Russell, but rather a large mechanical robot. Lois and Dr. Estevez manage to claw their way inside in the hopes of rescuing Clark. When they find him, however, he's lying atop a pile of debris and appears to be dead. The death of Superman, how far-fetched!
Oh, man. Too early.
I know. All right, thoughts? No.
I love this one. Yeah, I remember loving this one as a kid. The artwork's great. The story's great. The action was great. I love Lois in charge of like bossing people around on the expedition and stuff, and just being Lois. And God, Superman with a 5 o'clock shadow. I never knew how much I loved it until this issue. Ooh. Stuff.
I mean, the guy on Superman and Lois was Tyler Hoechlin. I mean, he usually wears a 5 o'clock shadow on that show.
Yeah,
so.
It's not bad. Yeah. But as far as like comic book depictions, yeah, I love it. Good stuff. Oh yeah. But the mummy thing was cool because it wasn't like, you know, a typical like Marvel's mummy, like that type of, you know, like a 7 foot tall zombie wrapped up in cloth. This looked like something like a monster or something underneath. Well, they kind of faked, thinking it's supposed to be a mummy, and then it turns out to be like an alien robot because, you know, he's like, oh, you know, I guess the people who used to live here found it and wrapped it up, and I love that. They took the time to wrap it in all that cloth. Must have taken them forever to wrap up that massive thing.
I know, because you're not lifting that thing.
Yeah. That's going to take you some time. That's dedication.
But I love how Clark has to like try to explain how he got down there so quick. And he's like, oh, I caught a flight down with a friend. She's like, Superman. She's like, what do you have on him?
Where is he?
What do you have on him? That he's like your personal like chauffeur.
Yeah. Where is he? I want to talk to him. Yeah.
It's like, what are you two planning?
Yeah. What did you think, Phil?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah. Like I said, this is, love it. The art, the story, again, I love this era of Superman. Just you know, it's kind of. I mean, I don't want to say grounded, but I mean, it's a lot more focused than like a lot of the Silver Age stuff. And again, we're kind of like laying track for stuff. You know, Silver Age DC was fine, but it would be like, oh, everything got solved in one issue.
Right.
Or 2 issues.
It was one and done stories. Yeah.
It's like villain shows up. I followed it with Death Trap. Well, here's how I broke out of the Death Trap. Now you're off to jail.
Yeah, and it was usually wrapped up in like 2 panels at the end. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Super quick.
And again, well, you know, the first couple episodes, we were getting a bunch of Lex. We really don't get Lex this time.
Yep. I don't think there's really barely a mention of Lex here.
We're actually like building stuff out.
Which is nice.
No,
I like that. Because if we had heard of stuff about Lex in every single issue of the first year of this title, I think even die-hard Superman fans would have gotten tired of it. That'd be like Batman having the Joker show up, or the Joker constantly talked about for 12 issues straight, you know, when the Shadow of the Bat started or something like that. It would be the equivalent of that.
Batman, my favorite character.
And yes, Russell, when the Batman 89 sequel comic comes out with Scarecrow, yes, you can guess.
Oh yes,
Yeah, I like the first one. Yeah,
it's good stuff. Yeah.
Poor Ray, if he actually tries to like listen to a Superman podcast and he just hears this like hitting him over the head with all this Batman talk. Yes.
But yeah, no, going back to Superman. Yeah, I'm glad that they took a break from the Lex.
Oh yeah,
for a while.
What's this, Russell? I think this stuff is good, but it also contributed to the right wing Neanderthals ideology of Superman. Well, it's just like anything else. It's like, some people just can take anything and like twist it to their ideology.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Again, I always go back, and I mean, it's a very old reference, but it's like it's like those people who didn't get the joke of All in the Family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. Anything else on this?
Yeah, I think we covered about everything. Yeah.
And again, it's like modern comics could never. I mean, we got a good bit in this. I mean, it was kind of a setup issue, but we still got a lot in there. We got the dream, we got him going to the planets, and interacting there. And then he flies down the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of mystery. What is this city? Where did it come from? What is this robotic mummy thing?
And some stuff. With
and then you think that Superman's dead at the end. You see him lying in the rubble, and he's not moving. And this massive shape, that the mummy revealed. It's this weird looking robot thing.
And we'll get there between issues 5 and 6. Something happens. I mean, we'll get there in a few minutes, but it's like, I wonder how quick that happens, because when they find him, those glasses aren't on his face. I'm like, shouldn't Lois be like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Yeah, but apparently the thing happened really quick after that.
Yeah. Guess it's dark in that too.
Yeah.
All right. Should we move on to 6?
Sure.
All right. This is another good cover.
Yeah, love this one.
Actually see the robot in the cover, Superman hitting him, all those heads, floating heads, and then just Lois standing in the back row saying, "Destroy him! Destroy Superman!
Destroy him!" Yeah.
Pouring a Lex from Superman 4. Destroy him! Destroy Superman! Talking to Nuclear Man. Destroy him! I can't believe that they dumped over Nuclear Man and Lex's and Hackman's voice.
I'm gonna go back and rewatch that. It has been so long since I've seen that one.
I know. John Cryer as the nephew, which is so funny. Then in the Supergirl TV show, they bring in John Cryer to play Lex. Whoa, man!
You're blowing my mind, man.
All right, Superman number 6, June 1987, the last 500. Writer and penciler John Byrne, yeah, same team. Kessel, Zuko, Costanza, Helfer, Carlin, same team.
Same team.
Clark awakens outside the ruins of the pyramid. Lois is standing over him, holding in her hands the Superman costume that had been discovered in Clark's, it says gym bag, but I think he has like a pouch on his cape. Or under, no, didn't they say he had something like on around his ankle or something?
Oh, was that it?
I thought it said something, like I know when he's wearing the Superman suit, like I think he has a pouch on the cape, but like when he's in, I don't know.
Maybe he's using the prison purse.
Oh! Kryptonian prison purse. Say, Lilith, he's gunning for your job.
It's in his prison purse.
Oh, boy. Let's see. Hold on. I'm pulling this issue up now. Oh, yeah. Look, look at this. He was carrying it in a pouch in his leggings.
Leggings. Oh, I see.
Folded to the size of a man's hand.
Interesting.
He folded it down to the size of a man's hand, and he was concealing it. So, okay.
It's in his prison purse.
I stand by my original statement. There's a reason why I love Clark.
Whoa! Man of Steel.
That's right.
See, we need Tyler here. I mean, Tyler keeps us in line. Jeez. Hey, man, you got a shot at Clark and his tighty whities, too, you know?
Oh, yes. There's some good skin shots in these issues tonight.
I'm gonna say Lois in those shorts ain't half bad either, you know?
Well, yeah, she's got the short shorts. Safari shorts on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At first, Clark worries that his secret identity has been discovered, but within moments, he learns that Lois and the rest of Dr. Estevez's archaeological team have been taken over by an alien species known as the Havlerni. H apostrophe V apostrophe Ler apostrophe Ni. Axiar, the leader of the Havlernin, has taken root inside of Lois. She explains that the Havlerni were one of Earth's earliest inhabitants, a species of people who had conquered the planet. But a plague struck some 100,000 years ago, wiping many of them out. While many Havlerni fled the planet, 500 remained behind. They removed their conscious minds from their physical forms and deposited it into a giant robotic host form. Ah, they went into politics.
Hive mind.
Now that the Havlerni have been reawakened, they want to find host bodies for the remainder of their species, still locked within the host robot. The host robot flies to Metropolis so that it can disseminate the Havlerni minds among the populace. Superman follows and fights the host. Superman comes up with a plan and offers himself as a receptacle for the Havlerni, recognizing that he is the most powerful mortal on Earth. The disembodied minds within the host fight each other for the right to take control of Superman. The frantic mental energy causes the host robot to short circuit. Lois and the others are freed from the Havlerni control, while the others remain trapped within the host. All right, thoughts?
I love this one.
Yes.
Yeah, I love the design of the host robot. I think that's classic John Byrne stuff, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
The whole fight scene, how the fight between the host and the and Superman, that whole battle, we kept going back and forth to that throughout the issue, as we got a little bit of the backstory explained.
Mm-hmm.
What happened before the battle was engaged. And we got the explanation of the aliens and what happened to them. I thought it was kind of funny how they had enslaved a bunch of humans and then just kind of casually, callously executed them all after they started getting sick because they thought that the humans were to blame for that. And I thought, well, humans would have done the same thing, actually. First thing humans do when a plague breaks out is kill all the animals around. So
Pretty much.
yeah.
And like it even mentioned there, it's like the more host minds that are in the robot, the stronger it is. So yeah, the ones that were in Lois and everyone else, they were trying to pull them back in. They're like, no, we don't want back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so nice being outside of that cacophony of voices in that host robot.
And I was looking to see if there was any other appearances of this alien race. I couldn't find any because again, most of their race went out into space, and then these 500 stayed behind. But yeah, I haven't seen any.
Yeah, and we never see the host again.
Another dropped plot thread that some writer could pick up, Justin.
That's right. Those pieces of that robot could be out there somewhere.
Or even just the aliens who left 100,000.
That's true. Or there could be a handful of them that escaped that whole mess and are still in somebody's consciousness now.
Mm. It's oh, where's Clark? I got him to safety.
Yeah. And he shaved. He had time to shave and all that time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you can bounce some heat vision off something, he can always shave.
Yeah. That's true. He just needs a piece of glass or a mirror or something.
And it's been a few episodes since we discussed it, but yeah, I see something here. This is saying this takes place in his 4th year, so we're 4.
Oh, that's right.
We're 4 years into the post-crisis Superman. By story, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I like that they had that little footnote in there. That was nice.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, again, good Byrne story, arts, story, and
definitely. The alien, the name of the alien race was very John Byrne. Sounds like something that him and Chris Claremont would have come up with on X-Men, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I loved it.
I was just waiting, like, when, he's like, oh, maybe Lois has been replaced by an imposter or something. He like gives her the old X-ray vision. He's like, oh, I can see where what was that? The appendix scar and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Because it's Byrne. I was just waiting for him to be like, wait a minute, I recognize that ass anywhere. That's the real Lois.
Yeah. That's got to be the real Lois. Yeah.
Just like good Byrne art, because almost have like a half a splash page almost right there.
I love that. Yeah, all the action scenes in this issue were tremendously good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thing like sends him flying. Yeah.
Yeah. That thing is powerful. Like the host thing is no joke.
Oh yeah, it's going toe to toe. Superman's punching this thing and it's still coming.
Yeah. And he's barely doing any damage to it.
Although this one panel, it's so funny because I'm like, isn't this like the cover? It reminds me. It reminds me of the cover of what was it? Was it issue? Issue 3 where Darkseid's holding him, like just like
yes, yeah, holding him up. I'm
like, that looks familiar.
Yeah, we've seen that recently, and I think we'll see it again.
Probably. All right. Anything else on this one, Justin?
No, I felt like this was a good wrap up. I felt like they didn't tie things up too quickly in this story. I feel like two issues was a good length. If they had tried to make this longer, I don't think it would have worked as well.
I mean, I wonder. It's so weird. It's like just when he wakes up in 6 and everyone's been taken over already. We kind of got that like off panel, them getting like possessed and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been a cool cliffhanger if if like maybe not show the possession or how it takes place, but at the end of 5, just showing like Lois, possessed by the aliens, discovering his suit and stuff, and be like, "What's this?" And it's like, she discovers the secret.
Yeah, that would have been quite a cliffhanger instead of having that be like the title page of this issue where they're giving the credits to everybody. Yeah.
All right. Shall I move on to Adventures of Superman 428?
Yes, let's shift gears and go to Scenic Korak.
Yeah, okay. This one is weird because I only have like is this the one? Yeah, it's like a 1-sentence synopsis. So
it's one sentence?
Yeah. All right, so Adventures of Superman 428, May 1987. Personal Best by writer Marv Wolfman, penciler Jerry Ordway, inker Mike Mocklin, colorist once again Tom Zayuko, and letterer John Costanza. They're getting paid. Editor Andrew Helfer and Mike Carlin. All right, here's your one sentence synopsis. Perry White doesn't know whether to lie to Metropolis in his paper to save his son's life or not.
That's it. Well, I mean, that does sum it up in a nutshell. Yeah, that is like the most succinct Cliff Notes version you could get for this issue. But once again, the beginning of this issue, we kind of get Superman, basically taking out fighter jets and like submarines for Quark. Yes, and he once again confronts President Marlowe. Right, getting right in his face again and be like, "Yeah, try something, Marlowe. Just try it." And he flies off. And then the dialogue kind of shifts after that to Perry White and his involvement in this whole story, which I thought was kind of a weird pivot because it really, had it been referenced in the issues before this? I don't remember. Perry White talking all this stuff about Korak terrorists and all that.
I don't think. Unless I was going to say, in the first Adventures that we did, 424, I don't think there was a lot.
I don't remember it.
If there was anything, it was basically like sending Clark and Kat out the cover stuff. But I don't think there was. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, there wasn't anything about like Perry like burning the midnight oil, writing editorials about how terrible Korak terrorists were and all this stuff. Like, I don't remember any of that stuff. But
see, this is the weird thing. This is the weird thing to me about like reboots. Since we kind of rebooted after Crisis, where it's like people are kind of maybe familiar with the characters already. So it's like, oh, we can kind of jump in, like 4 years in and, just pick up where in the middle of their lives and stuff. And we don't have to explain a lot. It's like, oh yeah, Perry White's this crusading editor, and we'll just people will just roll with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's trying to expose this guy Falk. He's the reporter was talking to him, and she says, "You've been leading this crusade against Falk for months now, and some say that you've been threatened, that your life may be in danger. Why continue? What's in it for you?" And then he says, "The truth, Judy. Maybe it's an archaic concept these days, but I live by it." So it's suddenly the narrative is all about Perry, and at first I thought that was kind of jarring and weird. Mm-hmm. But then I liked it. I liked it more. I thought this is cool because we haven't seen a whole lot about Perry in the issues leading up to this one. There hasn't been a whole lot of focus on him. We've seen kind of bits and pieces of the other members of the Daily Planet staff, like Kat and Jimmy and Lois, obviously, but we haven't seen a whole lot of Perry. So after it took me a minute, I liked that. I thought, okay, cool. This is different. I like this.
Okay, two points. One, I love Perry. He's being interviewed on TV and he still can't put that cigar down.
I know.
for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Heaven forbid.
And then no wonder Clark's having dreams. I mean, look at Kat sitting on his desk in that short skirt and stuff. Like,
yes, I know.
They're even like flirting in here at some point,
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
he's totally into that.
He said something about being a Boy Scout. She's like, "Are you always prepared?"
He's like, I try to be, and she says, "I bet you are." I was like, "Oh, you two need to get a room."
Man, it's all right. It's been weeks since I've been able to make this joke. Man, where are we? Lilith Hellfire's hard drive. Next thing you know, he'll be asking her if she takes dictation.
Yeah.
Oh, but then meanwhile we see Perry's son Jerry is I guess he was part of this gang.
Yeah, he's trying to quit and get turn his life around.
But the gang's they're like in the middle of beating him up when these thugs scare them off, but then the thugs kidnap him.
Yeah.
So yeah, they take him hostage.
They get a call. Yeah, they get a call to Perry, and they're like, your expose on Mr. Falk. We want you to kill it now.
Oh yeah, or you and your wife are suddenly childless.
And let's talk about that for a moment, because we see Perry's wife in a few pages here. Now, I always, whenever I had a story reading these comic books as a kid, and they referenced Jerry White, I always had to suspend my disbelief that this couple, Perry and his wife, had a child that was Jerry White's age. Because the two of them together look like their combined age is about 256. And Jerry is supposed to be, 19, 20? It's like, what, did the act of childbirth suddenly age Perry's wife to like 75 years of age? This woman looks old.
I know. I mean, it happens. I mean, how old do you think they are? I mean, they could have had the kid in their 30s, maybe 40s. I mean,
well, yeah, but she looks older than that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
And I'm sure you remember some of the Justice Society, some of the members of them having kids. It's like these kids, there's no way these kids could be this age with these parents being that age.
I know.
No way. There's no way. Grandparents tops. Great-grandparents, maybe. Grandparents. But parents? No.
I mean, the wife looks older than Perry. So.
Yeah, she does. That's what I'm saying. Did giving birth to Jerry age this woman? Because that's, man.
I don't know. As we'll discover in years to come, I don't know. She lived a hard life before Perry. So
Oh, well, I don't remember that stuff, I guess.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I'm not going to spoil that, but no.
Was that during the Blaze Satana stuff?
I can't remember at what point. It might be then. It might be a little before. But we discover Perry discovers he's not Jerry's biological father.
Oh, okay. Oh.
All
right. Now maybe it's all making more sense now. Okay.
I mean, I don't want to spoil it. If you want me to tell you when we're done, I'll tell you who the biological father. We find out who the biological father is.
I think I vaguely remember. It's mistily in there. Yeah. And I think it has something to do with the Blaze Satanus War. Yeah.
But then I love, Perry gets the ransom call. Clark, of course, overhears it. So then he goes, the Falk's having a party, and Superman just like walks in, and he's just like, this looks expensive. Starts like tossing stuff.
Yeah. I love this. Yeah, he grabs this dude and takes him up on top of the Daily Planet building, knowing that the guy is deathly afraid of heights, and leaves him up there.
I know. I think the guy's even like, guy's like, I know you don't hurt me, and he's like, yeah. He's like, but I might have to go handle an emergency, and you might fall while I'm not here. He's like, is that a plane crash I hear?
Solid logic.
I love how the first time he like circles around, he's like, oh, sorry, I had to rescue a cat from a fire.
Hi, missed me? The dude's like, okay, I'll talk.
So he sends Superman to the Ace of Clubs bar, where we get the first appearance of Bibbo.
That's right. This is his very first appearance. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he takes a shot at Superman because he thinks he's an imposter. He's like,
punches him right in the gut. Bibbo buy you beer? Like real tough guys. No thanks, Bibbo. Another time.
But yeah, Perry's having trouble, man. He can't write something he knows is false, but he does. He doesn't want anything to happen to Jerry.
Well, yeah. And then he comes in the
Oh, and then yes, we see someone who appears to be Bibbo. Roughing up Louie. Yeah. Tell me where the kid's at. And he's like, "What are you?" I was like, "What's it to you, Bibbo?" But then the guy takes out his cigarette, and he's all nervous. But then this figure lights it up with heat vision. He's like, Superman.
Oh, Superman.
He's like, you're naughty. He's like, no, I'm not Bibbo. And he's like, if anything happens to Bibbo, I may be forced to tell your boss about a little talk. Get it?
I love it.
I don't know, man. Superman kind of taking some Batman tactics, I think, in this issue, I
really enjoyed that, to be honest with you. I thought that was cool. It was a nice change of pace.
My favorite character.
Sorry, Ray. I've got to admit, I like that. Taking a few pages from Batman's book doesn't hurt every so often.
And then this reminds me of like Golden Age Superman when he like goes to rescue Jerry. He like crashes through the or even like the Adventures of Superman TV show, just crashing through that wall and
right through the wall. To hell with it. I love that.
Picks up the couch the guy stole.
Yeah. Uses his heat vision to set that dude's pants on fire.
Oh yeah. The one guy puts a gun to Jerry's head. Yeah, and he just he sets the guy's clothes on fire with heat vision, and then he puts it out with his super breath, which also knocks the guy out.
Knocks him into the wall, knocks him out. I love that. So good. Yeah, we had a nice little wrap up to the story here, where he rescues Jerry and brings him back to Perry and Alice.
But Jerry's not too happy because he discovers he's like, Perry's like, I was trying to write this article. I knew it was false, but I was having trouble. And of course, Jerry's just like, oh, you care about that newspaper more than me and Mom.
Yeah, if it were up to Dad, he'd let me die rather than write some lie in the great big paper of his. Yeah.
So, yes, there's issues here. Family issues here, kids.
Yep. Domestic squabbles and adventures of Superman.
So
I liked this one, though, Phil. I thought that was nice. It was, like I said, it was a nice change of pace from the stuff, even in the previous issues of Adventures of Superman. Like that weird last issue that we had, those two mutants in Karak.
Oh, yeah.
Mind messing with Superman the whole issue. It was a nice change of gears from that, and of course the artwork was beautiful.
Oh yeah, Jerry Ordway.
But he does some really great stuff with Mike McClellan on the inks, because I think they work together on the All-Star Squadron too, and that's
yeah.
golden combination right there.
Oh yeah. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, yeah. This is a definite improvement from the mutant issue last episode. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to follow. The story is more cohesive. I like the script better.
And a lot, yeah, and a lot different than everything we're covering. Everything we're covering this episode is like more alien and cosmic. Yeah, this is very down to earth and
just dealing with a kidnapping situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, not only is this the first appearance of Bibbo, but it's also the first appearance, of course, of Jerry White, and we didn't even mention Jose Delgado.
Oh yeah, yes, who we'll see a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, little biscuit.
The first gangbuster, yes.
Yes. Yeah, I love Jose.
All right, so should we get to the Action Comics issues?
Yeah.
All right.
I love this one.
Getting lots of team-ups here. Yeah, this first one, it kind of continues from a Hawkman issue. I read it, but it's like Superman doesn't show up till the last page.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that.
Like
this Shadow War thing, right?
Yeah, like when we see in the beginning of 588 when Superman comes in, like in the door. That's kind of like the last page of the Hawkman issue. Yeah, because it was like Shadow War, and they had Hawkman and Hawkgirl had defeated their enemy. Was it Bythe or whatever? But there's like he's like, there's still an armada coming, but they had set out this distress call. They're like, Superman. Hopefully, Superman hears it.
Okay,
which he does.
He just came in the very last page.
Literally the last page. Yeah, he's just standing in the doorway. Yeah. So that'll catch you up, kids. So, which runs right into there's an episode. An episode next year we're gonna do where I did add the issue, this series that kind of crossed over with Action that month. It's a Booster Gold.
Oh yeah.
So next there's a time next year we're going to do some Booster Gold and an
I remember
Comics.
that one too. I love that one. Yeah. And there was a Doom Patrol one too.
Oh, yeah.
Doom Patrol.
I think I have that on the list. I'm trying to remember. I think I do have I might have the Doom Patrol issue on there too. Yeah, so.
Yeah. That'll be some good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to make the schedules for these since we're just going in order.
Right.
All right, Action Comics 588 from May 1987. All Wars Must End, Part 2, because like I said, Part 1 was in the Hawkman issue, but yeah, not a lot of Superman there. Writer and penciler John Byrne again, inker Dick Giordano, colorist Michelle Wolfman, letterer John Costanza again, and editors Andrew Helfer and Mike Carlin again.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkman and Hawkwoman summon Superman to a captured Thanagarian ship, which also contains the subdued Thanagarian villains Ved and Rock. Hawkman explains that they have discovered that there is an approaching Thanagarian invasion fleet on its way to destroy Earth, and they must get to the moon to attempt to stop it. Low on hydrogen, they are unable to get the captured ship into orbit, but Superman manages to manually carry the ship out into space where the ship can then maneuver on its own. The heroes quickly discover the Thanagarian fleet assembled for the attack near the moon. Severely outgunned by the massive Thanagarian space cruisers, Hawkman and Hawkwoman decide the only course of action is to initiate Operation Overlord, which Ved's command ship is equipped with. The Overlord sequence will scatter the entire Thanagarian fleet billions of light years in every direction, but must be initiated in the precise center of the fleet to be effective. Meanwhile, Superman has been outside the ship doing his best to occupy the Thanagarian fleet, while Hawkwoman initializes the Overlord sequence. Unfortunately for the heroes, the fleet has managed to take control of the captured command ship, and therefore Hawkman is forced to engage Overlord before Superman is safely back on board. The Overlord sequence engages and sends the Thanagarian fleet away, but sends the command ship hurtling towards the sun and Superman seemingly unconscious, floating in space. To be continued.
Yes.
So I'm assuming, that the Hawkman and Hawkgirl, that'll pick up in their book. But yes. So yes, this is like the first cliffhanger we've gotten for Action Comics since the reboot.
It's true, because everything's been self-contained, one and done
yeah.
stories. Yeah. I thought that was cool. And it took place in space as well, which was nice.
Oh, yeah. If you guys want to read the first part, it's Hawkman, Volume 2, Number 10.
Number 10, okay.
Yeah. And yes, Hawkman and Hawkwoman's story continues from here in the number 11. So,
was it ever explained why Thanagarians wanted to destroy Earth in the first place?
I can't remember. I'm not big on this era of Hawkman.
Yeah, me either. It's kind of a gray area for me too.
And it's so weird. I think when they do the reboot, where they do the Jeff Johns brought in the whole reincarnation thing. I think the Hawkman and I think it's either before Crisis or these Hawkman and Hawkgirl are were actually Thanagarian spies or something. There was some way they had the retcon it where I know it was the 80s, but it was either right before Crisis or these Hawks. So.
Yeah, it was like the ones that were in the Justice Society were the reincarnated ones.
Yeah, and the ones that were joined the
Carter
Justice League were, like Thanagarian spies.
With the Thanagarians, right? Yeah. It gets kind of confusing sometimes, depending on which era of Hawkman and Hawkwoman you're in. Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, God bless Jeff Johns trying to clean up that mess.
Oh man, yeah, he had his work cut out for him, for sure.
All those Hawks.
Yeah.
All right, so what you think of this one?
I love this one. I love the fleet. I mean, it looks amazing, all those ships and stuff. And it looked like, how could they win against this massive armada? Just Superman and this one tiny little ship. How could they possibly make a difference in the scope of this massive fleet of warships that are on their way to Earth to blast it to oblivion? But they completely disrupt the fleet, the armada, and render it completely ineffective.
But you just know what's coming when they're like, "Oh yeah, we have enough fuel to fly through space and for re-entry." But just getting off the planet, we don't have enough fuel, so Superman's just going to pick up the thing and fly it up.
Yeah, and the part that also made me chuckle too was when they were just about to crash, and he digs his hands into the
he doesn't even bother going
the floor of the ship.
Yeah,
he's like,
outside.
The superstructure of the ship's really reinforced, right? And he just
grabs the walls and stuff. Yeah, he's just I'll fly from the inside.
Yeah, manually does it. Oh, so funny. Only Superman.
Exactly.
Only Superman. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, this was cool. Like I said, this era of Hawkman and Hawkwoman is a super gray area for me. It really is. And I've always meant to go back and fix that. One of these days I will. I guess I've kind of been waiting for a collection.
Yeah,
some type of a trade paperback or an omnibus or something that collects all the Hawkman and Hawkwoman stuff from that era, from the 70s and 80s.
I mean, there's a lot, but they should do an omnibus where they kind of collect every era.
It would also make it less confusing, I think, for people to know which Hawkman they're reading about, which Hawkwoman they're reading about. And is it the alien? Is it Carter? Is it Katar? Who is it? Yeah.
And I'm sure the anniversary's already passed. I don't think they did anything big. Oh yeah, I mean, first appeared 1940. So I mean, 2020. I mean, they should have did an 80th anniversary thing for everybody, like they did for a lot of the other ones.
Well, he was in the Black Adam movie, but that was
yeah.
But
they put out hardcover books for some of them. I mean, especially Batman, Superman, but Flash, Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them. It was either 1940 or 41. So,
yeah, a lot of that stuff I'm not familiar with either. The Golden Age stuff of Hawkman.
Well, a lot of
those old archives and things like that. Yeah.
Well, a lot of them, if they weren't, because a lot of them, if they weren't Batman and Superman, I think they a lot of them were just Justice Society. Although they showed up in the Justice Society. They
did. Yeah, they were in there quite a bit. Yeah, I'd like to see a proper Hawkman collection.
Yes.
Hopefully at some point we'll see that. It would be nice to see something like that.
Because if you're not hardcore in the comics, I mean, that could be a pretty confusing story.
Big time.
Unless you just go with, they keep reincarnating.
Yeah. But then you bring in Thanagar into it. Well, the minute that you do that, it automatically convolutes the story because then you have this whole alien race involved into all the stuff.
Although there was what was it? There was a few years ago. There was a Hawkman series. I collected some of it. Well, it wasn't Savage. New 52 started Savage Hawkman. It wasn't that, but there was one after it.
It was one after that.
It
Okay.
might have been Rebirth. It's either right before Rebirth or it was Rebirth. I forget, but who wrote that? I'll have to look this up. But no, I know like they did the thing where it kind of made sense. Whereas they're just like, yeah, they keep reincarnating, but like all the reincarnations weren't on Earth. Like there was like a version of Hawkman where he was reincarnated. Like one of his past lives was on Krypton.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's like you could kind of squeeze the Thanagardian stuff in that way, where it's just like, oh yeah, you can reincarnate. That was one of his past lives or something.
Okay.
And I like that. And I always remember thinking, it's like, does it have to be linear? I'm like, could two of his lives like convert? Could he meet himself?
That's interesting. That could make for an interesting story. I like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I want to give that. I mean, it was a good series. I want to give credit to the writer if I can find it. I'm sure it's on the app here. Not Savage Hawkman. That 90s Hawkman, it's not bad. Okay, it was just Hawkman. It was 2018 to 2020.
2018. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jeff Lemire. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. God, I love Jeff Lemire.
Jeff Lemire with art by Brian Hitch. So.
Oh my God, I'm going to read that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to read that. How did I miss that? No, the last Hawkman that I read was back when the JSA title was running.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't remember who wrote that one. I think maybe Jeff Johns started it.
I have to finish reading this because I didn't read it to the end. But yeah, the 2018, it's only 29 issues. So.
Okay.
And it is on DC Infinite, kids. So.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm going to have to read that.
Yeah, man.
God, yeah, that looks amazing.
Brian Hitch,
yeah. I've loved Brian Hitch. Yeah, it's so good. Oh, Jeff Lemire. God, I've got to read that. Yeah, awesome. I didn't even know about that. How did I miss that?
I don't know.
Wow.
Again, I mean, we live in a golden age where it's like there's so much to choose from, which is good, but it's like stuff falls through the cracks. Like even the characters you love, it's like,
yeah,
just so much. And then there all the different companies. Now you got creator-owned stuff. And
yep.
All right, should we finish this off with the last issue?
Yeah.
All right, I don't have a synopsis, so let me do the credits here, and then we'll talk this through. Action Comics, 589, June 1987. Green on green. Same team as last time. And yes, kids, if that wasn't your big hint, yes, Superman meets we get shunted into deep space, but he gets saved by the Green Lantern Corps.
Yes.
It's Aricia who finds him, the one who got aged up by Hal Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
I told you to send in feedback, Will. To defend your boy, but I got nothing.
Yeah, not one of his best moments, unfortunately.
I know. That's the two things. Yeah, Will's just like, the whole Aricia thing and the whole Parallax thing. Just
yeah, both of those, like, ew. Yeah.
I mean, imagine if like one of your favorite characters, they're like, oh yeah, he's just gonna go mad and kill everybody.
Yeah, it's happened to some of my favorites. It's never fun when it happens.
So Aricia finds Superman not doing too well in space, and then so she takes him, and the Green Lanterns are off on a space mission. So they have a temporary space citadel. Yes, they're all here because again, we had all these Green Lanterns were all together at this point. Pretty much, there's only a few Green Lantern rings. The Guardians had gone off to be with their girlfriends, and
they were doing their own thing. Yeah, we had a much smaller team here.
Yeah, what do we got with 3, 4? Yeah, like 7 Green Lanterns. Oh, poor Chip is still here.
Chip.
Salak, Kilowog, Hal Jordan, John Stewart. Oh, Kat Matui, who in a little over a year will, face her death in this very series.
Oh, did it happen in Action Comics?
The first issue of Action Comics Weekly, 601.
Oh.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yep, Action Comics 601. Yep.
I always assumed it was in Green Lantern.
Nope.
Wow.
And again, she had lost her ring by that point. So like, again, after Green Lantern, like the Green Lantern Corps was at 224 after that ended. Like, more Lanterns lost their rings. So basically, the only ones who have their rings are like Hal Jordan, John Stewart, Guy Gardner. Oh, forget this. Kilowog still have. Kilowog might not have one, but yeah, Kat Matui didn't have a ring, and Star Sapphire just comes and kills her in the kitchen. I was like, what is with Green Lanterns and like you know, their wives or girlfriends getting killed in the kitchen?
Oh no! I see. I haven't read that one, so that's going to be a first for me.
And again, it's like a short story because like there's Action Comics Weekly. There were a bunch of short stories, so it was only a couple.
Yeah,
of pages.
it was like an anthology.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird. I always thought that her demise happened in Green Lantern. That's so strange.
Well, again, it was kind of like that transition period where there was no Green Lantern book.
Oh.
But yeah. I mean, me and Will I've been saying even recently, we're like, bring back Kat Matui.
Yeah. Bring back Aricia.
Oh yeah. Well,
did they?
It's so weird because like after the end of the last series, like it seemed like they brought back a lot of people, even like characters who were supposed to be dead. And then Jeremy Adams, who's been doing a good job on the current Green Lantern series, it's like, but things are still kind of secretive because Hal Jordan's basically been quarantined the Earth and stuff, and we haven't seen a lot of everyone else yet.
Okay, we'll bring back Chip.
Yes, again, yeah, Chip, Kat Matui.
Let's see Chip. Yeah.
But no, Kilowog helps resuscitate Superman. He's all like, Hawkman!
He flies into a rage as soon as he regains consciousness.
But he's basically telling the Green Lanterns, oh yeah, there's a Thanagorian's fleet basically headed for Earth. So I guess they can monitor from deep space. And they're like, no, we don't see any sign of a fleet. But Kat Matui's basically like, oh, you know, tells him about the Overlord thing. And he's like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, but then something else starts coming for Earth. It's Salak says it's a cohesive cloud of biological matter. Wonder where that came from. So Superman's like, you guys got to help me. It's too big for me to handle alone. But then Kilowog tells them about how they're trying to find a new home for, was it the Therals? It's a race.
The soil worms from Sector 327B, and they lost their homeworld back in the Crisis.
Man, that damn Crisis, man. It's just like all of a sudden it's like, oh, not even like it destroys your planet. It could be like, oh yeah, guess what? Your planet was never there.
Yeah. Nobody remembers it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they decide to split up. Was it John Stewart, Kilowog, and who else stays behind to take care of the Therals? The rest of them go with Superman.
So the closer they get to the cloud thing, it starts bombarding them with
basically like
these large spheres.
Yeah, like
antibiotics.
Yellow antibodies.
Conveniently or inconveniently for the Green Lanterns, I should say.
Exactly. I mean, Superman's throwing himself in the way. He's like, yeah, yellow things ain't going to bother me. And then
uses his heat vision on them.
Aricia gets grabbed by some tentacles.
I don't think those are tentacles.
Oh, poor Aricia.
This alien girl in a skirt getting grabbed by tentacles. This is hentai.
I don't think those are tentacles.
You know somebody has the art for that on their wall in a frame.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not that we're judging. I'm not king-shaming anyone.
No. And then, Hal Jordan basically comes up with a giant fan. He's like, I can create stuff that will affect the yellow, but...
Yeah. Disperse it a little bit, but... Superman remembers they come across a tombstone.
Yeah, because Hal starts digging and he's like, wait a minute, Great Guardian, it's a human grave marker, a tombstone. And Superman's like, wait, I know what this is. Because remember, what was this? Action 580? Was it 585?
I think it was 585. Yeah.
With the
4 issues ago.
The Phantom Stranger one, kids, where, him and the Phantom Stranger, he explains that the Green Lantern's about the mystical force that had animated a prison graveyard. Whilst the Phantom Stranger, one of Justin's favorites, took care of the mystical side, Superman just basically took the soil and lifted into orbit.
Yeah. Tossed all that mess up into the upper atmosphere, where it just floated off, or so he thought.
But yeah, Salak scans and says he could detect residual energies of a clearly magical nature, but there's no indication of sentient life. But yeah, so yeah, Superman says, the Phantom Stranger dispelled most of the magic, but I guess there's just enough energy left over to somehow interact with the radiation from the sun.
It's unpredictable, that solar radiation.
Oh yeah, but it's about to impact back to Earth. So, So the Green Lanterns, the four Green Lanterns, try to form a planet stopper with their rings, but it's not enough willpower. So Superman has to add his willpower.
That's right. Let's show this dirtball how we do things downtown.
It's Mullet time.
It's Mullet time.
Yeah.
Hold on, Cord. Let's add one more cook to this broth, he says.
So with Superman's willpower, they're able to throw it back out in deep space, but then they're like, hey, wait a minute. A little clean up here, and this will be a nice little home for our Theral friends.
Yeah. When they do, they take right to it. They drop them off on the soil, and they start immediately going to town.
So Superman's like, well, my little mistake kind of paid off, huh?
Was it a mistake after all, I guess?
So everyone's just like, all right, let's get back to Earth.
Yeah.
All right, what you think, Justin?
This is actually my first time reading this one. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. I liked that we had a callback to the Phantom Stranger issue.
Yes.
And also, speaking of the Phantom Stranger, the omnibus of that was just released. The Phantom Stranger omnibus. So
nice.
Any other Phantom Stranger fans out there, go check that out. That's going to probably sell out pretty quick. But yeah, I love that we had a callback to that a few issues ago, because as we've seen, Clark has a tendency to throw things up into orbit and then forget about them. There was that lab.
Oh, the lab. We'll get there eventually, but it's going to be a while. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of stuff that he just kind of hoists up into space. He eats them up there and kind of forgets about them until they become threats or problems that he can't ignore anymore. As in the case with this one.
Exactly. Until he gets a fortress and he's like, oh, yeah, it's a nice place to store stuff.
Right. I'll haul them down here and put them in the vault.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of Phantom Stranger, kids, check out Sector 2814, episode 138. So we'll be covering some team-up issues, including the Phantom Stranger and Dr. Fate.
And Dr. Fate,
and with special guest, me and Will will host special guest, Justin.
Yes. I'm excited about that. Some more that I haven't read before.
Nice. Yeah, I hadn't read those either, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right, so anything else on these, Justin?
No, I enjoyed that. What did you think of this one, being more of a Green Lantern fan? I mean, was this respective of these characters at the time, in your opinion?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he got everyone's voice down for the time, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know a whole lot about Salak and a couple of those other characters, but I thought he did a good job on all those, yeah.
Some of them kind of got, really get a lot of screen, like Jon Stewart, Chip. They kind of got left behind. Kilowog.
Yeah, wanted to see more Chip, but at the end of the day, I'll always say that. I love old Chip.
Heck yeah, it's another
raccoon with a Green Lantern ring.
How ridiculous! A main character raccoon. How ridiculous!
I love it.
Not going to make any money with that.
Yeah. DC did it too, folks.
That's right. Until they killed him off.
I know. I'm still mad about that.
The 90s were not kind to a lot of characters.
No, they weren't. And very unnecessarily as well, I might add.
Exactly. All right. So anything else?
Yeah, I think we covered all of it. Yeah. This was a fun little batch of issues, a nice variety too. We had an outer space story.
Yes.
We had kind of like a hostage story, and then we had throwdown with an alien intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, love it.
All right. So, all right, kids, that's right. So, we've done our 2 Electric Mullets. That means the next 2 weeks you'll hear Nightwing news. Almost read the wrong month because, yeah, this is going to be October. All right. So, yes, next week, Kristen and I'll talk the new, Nightwing and Titans issues. And then, for your second episode, for your last episode of October, you'll get DC vs. Vampires, the 12-issue series.
Nice. Very cool.
Featuring a certain King of the Vampires.
DC's version.
Yes. And then we'll be back in November for the first time, 3 Electric Mullets. That's good because we're going to cover the world of Krypton, the world of Smallville, and the world of Metropolis.
All right. Our miniseries coverage.
Yes. So I figured
I almost forgot about those.
That'd be a good time to cover those. So yeah, we'll do those.
Very cool.
God, the year will almost be over already. Jeez.
I know. 2024 beckons.
I think I kind of did. I mean, it worked out perfectly, but I think I forget what month it is. Next year, there's a month where we're going to do 3 episodes. I think we're going to do all of X Out in that month. In the 3 episodes. Yeah.
Nice. Oh man, I am so looking forward to that.
Mongol. Yeah. All right, everyone. So yeah, send us your thoughts on all the Nightwing stuff, all the Superman stuff. All you fanboys, send us your hell. I mean, we do all the shows. Send us your Batman thoughts.
Batman, my favorite character.
Yes,
kind of a popular character. Everyone loves him.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
Literally, everyone loves Batman.
I love Batman.
So, send us your thoughts. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, the Patreon. Again, you never know what you're going to get on that Patreon. You might get 4 straight months of Lilith Hellfire, getting drunk, talking Heroes Reborn. I could get a movie review like Tyler and I just did of the 1999 movie Mystery Men.
Mystery Men, which I love, by the way. Yeah, I love that.
So, yes, it's... you never know what you're going to get, so please subscribe to the Patreon, like our Patreon Elite, like Justin here.
Yeah, join me in the Patreon Elite. You get all the perks.
Ray, Russell, and Moz, so...
Yes.
So find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. All right. And if you people wanted to hear more of the busiest man in podcasting, Mr. Justin here. Yes, he appears here twice a month on Electric Mullet. He appears in the last week of every month on We Are the Night.
The Batman Podcast.
Ray's favorite show. And, of course, weekly over on Capes and Lunatics on Marvel Tales, where Justin and I talk something Marvel every week. Could be Avengers, could be Silver Sable, could be something big, could be something you never heard of. But
that's right. It's something different every week, and it's always fun.
Exactly. But besides all that, he does even more podcasting. So where can people hear you, Justin?
In addition to those, you can also find me and my pal Russell over on Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, where twice a month we talk about the Incredible Hulk and the sensational She-Hulk. And we also have a Patreon page, so do check that out if you're so inclined. We have bonus episodes every month. We're a little bit behind right now, but we're going to do 2 next month for October to make up for that for our patrons and get some extra stuff out there. We also resurrected one of our podcasts from last year, Gone the Form of Man, the Etrigan podcast, which is dedicated all to DC's one and only demon, Etrigan, going all the way back to Jack Kirby's monumental 1970 series, which launched the character, and covering all of his appearances after that. There's going to be some Batman appearances, too, so we'll eventually hit up you and Lilith.
Oh, you hear that, Ray?
Batman, my favorite character.
Yes, even more Batman talk.
Don't fight it, Ray.
And speaking of Ray also joins me and Russell and our friend Sparky on Predator and Prey, the Yucha podcast, where twice a month we talk about everything to do with Fox's Predator in comic books, movies, action figures, and more. And last but not least, The Lost Library of Legends. The first episode is out now. By the time this episode is out, actually, there might be another one available for people to listen to. We'll see.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a guy with a powerful rod. Scream at! Giant-sized man thing.
Stay tuned for the second half of October, kids.
That's right. That's coming to Marvel Tales.
Oh, that might be a big group chat, too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Halloween Spectacular.
Again, I love Russell and Noel, but I love when you and Lilith get together.
Things in common, cannabis and comics and other things starts with C.
We do have a great time, yeah.
Like twins.
It's been a while since the last one, too, yeah.
It's been a while since I talked to Lilith on the podcast.
But yeah, we're overdue. We're overdue.
Exactly.
For yeah.
All right. Again, thank you for joining us, kids. Hopefully we get the whole gang back together next month. We've taken you a lot of places this time. We fought aliens on Earth. We fought aliens in space. We fought gangsters. We fought a giant ball of mud. We've done it all.
All in the name of mullets.
We've seen humans in short skirts. We saw aliens in short skirts. We saw...
That's right. 5 o'clock shadow. Super.
Yes. All right, kids. Come back next time. Join us next time for Truth, Justice, and the Mullet Way.
The mullet way. Keep it mullet.